I was also very reluctant to become NPIP certified, and really the only reason I crossed the hurdle was because I couldn't grow anymore as a business selling chicks or hatching eggs without the certification. I had reached max capacity of people locally who were going to buy chicks and hatching eggs from me, and I certainly got to the point where my stock was quality enough that people local to me did absolutely not want to pay what they were worth. And so the only way to grow my business was to be able to ship chicks and hatching eggs outside of state, and you have to be NPIP certified to do that. I am very conspiratorially minded. I am very libertarian minded, and I absolutely do not like to invite the government onto my property for any reason, which is one reason that made me really reluctant. And also, I hear what you're saying, and I was scared that something was going to go awry and that my whole flock was going to have to be depopulated for some reason too. I had a sort of Waco scenario in my mind, if you will, except with chickens. Maybe that's insensitive, but just to give you, I was so anxious that before I became NPIP certified, I actually went and bought the Palorum typhoid mixture and the pricker, and I tested several of my pens myself for Palorum typhoid just because I was paranoid. Not because I actually had symptoms, but because, like we've already discussed here on this channel, I tend to be a little anxious sometimes. And so everything was fine, and in addition to the business choice that I had to make, and that being a reason why I became NPIP certified, the diseases that they test for here in Florida are Palorum typhoid and avian influenza. And honestly, if our flocks were showing symptoms of those diseases, we would know. There would be casualties. And the other piece of it is, if my flock is positive for either of those two diseases, I don't want to be putting birds or hatching eggs out, because I don't want to inadvertently affect other people's flocks and cause harm to other people's flocks by accident. So when I really considered that, and when I really came to terms with okay, if NPIP tests my flock for these diseases and they are positive, then maybe they need to be depopulated. With that being said, I have had multiple experiences with the Department of Agriculture here in Florida, both for becoming NPIP certified and to get my beehives registered with the state of Florida. And every experience I have with people from the Department of Agriculture has been so good. They've been very down to earth, human people, and not typical people that I expect to work for government. So I speak really, really highly of the Department of Agriculture, at least local to me here in Florida.